And the Archie is a celebrity charity golf tournament named after Lyman Archibald. He brought the game of basketball to the YMCA in St. Stephen back in 1893. Now, Mr. Archibald was taught by Dr. James Naismith, the inventor of the game of basketball. So the golf tournament showcases the beauty of the region and its people, and it celebrates an historic basketball court, which is located in St. Stephen. Here to tell us more this morning is Tim Liston, who's going to tell us more about the golf tournament and the history of this court. So good morning, Tom.
Yes, good morning. Thank you for having me.
It is our pleasure. Let's begin by talking about the basketball court at the center of this golf tournament. Why is it so significant?
It's a fantastic story, and a group of basketball historians in St. Stephen. There was a fire a number of years ago in this old building on King and Milltown in St. Stephen, this historic building. And the building was multiple things over the years. It was a pharmacy, it was even a thrift shop lately, but one of the origins was a YMCA. And they knew an historic game was played there. And when they did 2 years worth of work on the history of what happened, they realized that obviously James Naismith invented the game, a Canadian in Springfield College, and he had a number of students, including Lyman Archibald from Truro, Nova Scotia. And these students came from all over the world, but they became the first basketball team. And when they graduated in 1893, they took it to the game all around the world, and including St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Lyman Archibald came up. And when you do all the research, we realize there's two of those original courts left, one in Paris, France, and one in St. Stephen, New Brunswick. And our court, thankfully, predates that. So we have the world's oldest existing basketball court. And we went on a campaign to save that building because there was a fire, and thankfully the fire was put out early. But we didn't want anything to happen to it again. So we wanted to preserve it and secure it. And now we're on a mission to build a basketball experience center there, which will include things like a note of the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I think this is the coolest thing. The court itself is so neat, and how fantastic. There's one in Paris, and there it is, this one in St. Stephen. What a neat, this is so cool. So right now, the golf tournament's happening to raise money for this project. Let's talk a little bit about the golf tournament before we go any further.
And we have celebrities from basketball circles, from all circles actually, come from all over Canada, and even some from the U.S. We have NBA champions. We have a number of Olympians that played for Team Canada. We have coaches that coach Team Canada, all coming to St. Stephen, New Brunswick, and the Algonquin golf course. So we have a celebrity golf tournament, but we also have a maritime kitchen party, and they love having lobster and all the local amenities. And we've added a 3-on-3 tournament and a coaching clinic. So we have some of the Olympic athletes and some real high-end mentors and high-performance athletes that played for Team Canada. And what better way to leverage them coming to St. Stephen is to mentor the youth. So we have a coaching clinic, and they coach the youth, and it's a really inspiring time for the youth. So one of the things we're doing with the World's Oldest Court is not only having a basketball experience center and the Canadian Basketball Hall of Fame, but we're trying to leverage that as a catalyst for youth programming, expand youth programming as well, because teen sports, means everything. There's so much rich data on what it means for confidence and self-esteem, and I think we need that more than ever. So we're using it as a catalyst for something bigger, much like Cooperstown or some of the other Hall of Fames that you see in the U.S. Well,
it's a real win-win-win for the community, obviously. I love that you're trying to do something good for the youth as well. And this World Oldest Court project, the golf tournament supports that, and the fundraising efforts to make this the first physical node of the Canada Basketball Hall of Fame. Two quick questions before we go, because we're almost out of time. First of all, how is fundraising going for this project?
Going very well. We had a first phase with 1.2 million. That was all private donors that have an affinity for New Brunswick and basketball, and all across Canada. Actually, we got donors that secured the building itself, and we were able to buy the building and have these plans. The next phase is phase 2, which we're embarking on now. We started in December. We're going to raise $18 million. We've raised $6 million we're going to raise $6 million from private, of which we've raised 2.6. So in the first few months of the campaign, we've been very, very successful. And then we're going to ask the province for $6 million, and we've asked the federal government for $6 million as well to raise $18 million.
Well, what a great project. My other question was if people can still get tickets. I know the answer is yes, and we put all the information on our website to make it easy for people to find. But I don't even golf, but I want to now because it sounds like such a cool project. Thank you so much, Tom.
Well, thank you for your support. We appreciate it.
That was our partner with the Archie project, Tom Liston. And yes, all the information is on our website. Participate in this tournament. It's really making a difference in St. Stephen for the architecture and the community.